Hello, everybody in Myth. Welcome to the comic review final. This is a performance assessment. This is the video that you're watching right here for step one. So my job in this first step is to kind of introduce how this final is going to work and how you can work through it. First thing that's different from the other two comic reviews that we've done is everything is located in the slide that you need. Your book choices are all here. Some helpful steps. I've broken it all down by steps. The list of common theme topics is here. I'll post an example of a finished review here. I have the rubric. You'll notice I put all of this on the first slide. One thing I noticed is when kids have been opening my assignments, they aren't reading the directions. They are not watching the videos, and they just try to jump in and just figure it out and then get stuck and then quit. So my attempt at changing these assignment structure is to get your eyes on the directions, whether in video or just in text, to help you be more successful more quickly. The biggest times we've had people who are struggling is because they didn't read the directions or they didn't really understand them. So I'm going to try and make it as clear as possible. So your first step in the project is to do what you're doing now and is watching the video. The second step, I've chosen new comics. So this is the list of comics you'll choose from for the final. It's a series, which means you have issues 1 through 5, sometimes 1 through 6, depending on the title. So your second step is just to browse through the comics and look at what your options are. We have a new Doctor Strange, we have a Loki series, we have a Captain America series, we have a Killmonger series, a different Black Widow, we have an Avengers team-up book, we have Thor, the Goddess of Thunder, and we also have the Spider-Man Deadpool team-up book. Each one of these covers is a link that will take you to the folder where you can open the comics up, check them out, see what you think. I would maybe spend 10, 15, 20 minutes of class time kind of checking things out. If you're trying to decide between, do I want to do Loki or do I want to do Deadpool Spider-Man? Take a look at those first issues and see what you think. When you're done browsing, because that's what step two is just to browse the titles, is you come tell me which series you've picked by filling out this form. Okay, it's a new form. Basically, it's you giving me your name, which hour you're in, and which of these 8 comics, which series you want to read for this final project. So step 4, once you've told me which books you're going to read, is to read all the books in that series. Yes, all of them. We are going to take 2 weeks to do this project. So the first 2 class days, you have 2 class days at 100 minutes each. That's 200 minutes. That's nearly 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours is plenty of time to read a comic book series more than once and really understand the story. The second week, you'll be writing the review. Okay, so the first week, we're going to spend our time browsing the books, committing to a book, and we're all doing a book off this list this time. We're not going to do books from home. We're not going to do any manga books. We're not doing anything else. We're going to pick from this list. Okay, so once you've read your books all the way through, so if you choose Black Widow, you have to read all the Black Widow titles in the folder. I'm going to have a video here that you'll see when you get the actual assignment that will show you how I made a proficient review. Okay, and I will link that review right here. So once you've watched the video of me showing you how I made my review and you look at my review, then it's time for you to start creating your comic review final, and it's on this next slide. I have the rubric. This time for the A, you do still need to do a minute video talking about one of the topics you noticed in the series. It just has to last at least a minute to get the A. And for the B, there's some things that are new, and I will point those out to you. So here is the review. It looks pretty familiar. Some things are different. Whoops. You will still put a cool screenshot or a cover from the series. You'll still have your name. You'll still have the book series and the issues number. I think most of them are 1 through 5. There's some titles that have a 6. Who the author and artists are. This time you're only doing a summary in one place. And this is really hard to do, to tell a story summary or give an overview using just 5 to 8 sentences. Cover kind of what happens over that whole arc of the series. Be sure to include the who, what, where, when, why. Do not go off Googling the answer for this because I've read most of those and I can tell that you didn't write it. So if that happens, you have to start over. Something that's new is this section are the reasons you enjoyed the series. So I'd like you to give me 3 reasons and give me some examples that made this series hopefully enjoyable for you. Your reasons could be anything from how the art looks, to the story, to the characters. A clever student would build their reasons. If you're not sure, pick 3 of these. If you felt your book had a lot of humor, the Deadpool and Spider-Man, pick humor and tell me more about it. Give me some examples from the story that were really, really funny. If you thought there was good action, or if you thought there was some good suspense and mystery, you'll obviously still put the ratings here like you've been doing the whole time, but you tell me more about it in the big red box, okay? The best moment in the quote from the series so far and why is still here. That's the same. The categories are all the same. You're still going to fill in the boxes, measuring from minimum to maximum, how full of these different items you thought the whole story arc had. And then we are still going to do some topics. I want you to identify at least 4 topics that you feel were strongly featured in the story. If you want to go for the A, you would replace you would do a video on a 4th topic, not just put the topic in here. Give me a rating out of 5. And the last thing, of course, is to tell the readers if this series is worth their time. So this is kind of an overview of what we will be doing. This has everything you need in it. When you open up Google Classroom, there'll be a couple of short directions, but this will really be the only thing in it. So you can't get lost. The video directions will be here. The links to all the stories you need are here. The form you need to fill out for me to tell me which book you're going to do is here. All the example videos, the list of topics, everything will be linked here for you so you can't lose it. Okay? I hope that was helpful. We'll be coming up with another video soon on how I made my proficient example.